Hi there, Aquarius. Welcome to your bonus reading. This reading is for anyone with placements in Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Chiron. This is going to be a you and them spread. Aquarius, we're going to start with your general energies on the left and then with your persons, and then we're going to dive right in to the tarot for additional information. So it looks like this might be a continuation of the last reading for some of you because we got mending as the overall energy. And this tends to indicate that you are dealing with an existing connection with someone who you've had some kind of trouble with in the connection, or with some kind of romantic issue. So you may already know this person. You may be dealing with someone, whatever stage of the romantic connection that you're in, where it's causing you some kind of concern or some kind of confusion. There's a sense that there's some kind of angst in the connection at this time. And I think, if I remember correctly, that's kind of what was going on last time. So on your end of the spectrum here, Aquarius, you've noticed that there's a change in this person's behavior, or there's a change in the connection itself, and it's causing you to feel confused, or it's causing you to feel doubtful in some way. And it's causing you to question why this is happening, or to feel off balance in some way. And for some of you, it may even be causing you to question if this is the right connection or the right person for you. So we'll get some additional detail in a minute from the tarot. For your person, we got milk and honey, building blocks, and time to go. So for milk and honey, I sense that they are still perceiving that there's opportunity in the connection, that you are someone who comes off as very sweet and nurturing, who is very desirable, who could be potentially a very good partner, who could be someone to build with for the long term, who is somebody who they see as very stable, as very intelligent, as very hardworking, who they regard, like they hold you in high regard, Aquarius. However, they seem to be considering whether or not it's time to walk away from this connection. So maybe that's why you've sensed something changing in their behavior. They seem to be considering whether or not it's time to end things, or whether or not you might be ending things. We'll get some more information with the tarot about this time to go card, because it seems like they're concerned that this connection may be coming to an end for some reason, whether they're thinking of ending it or they think you might be ending it. There's some concern on your person's side about the connection coming to an end. All right, so let's see what's going on for you first, and then we will go into your person. So for you, you've been, I won't say in a creepy way or anything, but you've been observing them. You haven't said anything necessarily, but I get the sense that you're a very detail-oriented person, Aquarius, and you've just been paying attention to them, to their behaviors, to the words they use, to the frequency with which they communicate, to their behavior patterns. You've just been paying attention to detail. And you sense a change in the wind. You sense a change in how they're acting. Something's changed. Something is off. You just feel that something's off, like your spidey senses are tingling. And you're not new to this game with the Page of Swords. You're not new to this game. You've been here before. With this connection, it could be not entirely new, but new enough to where it could still fall apart, to where it's not like a marriage or like a super established connection of like 10 years, or even if it is, like things could fall apart at any point, right? So whatever the case, like whatever stage of this connection you guys are in, you feel like you've been here before, like you've experienced this stage of it before, like many times before. Like you're not a new student to this. You're not like, you've had experience with this type of stage in the connection before, and it feels perilous. It feels like you're walking on eggshells. It feels uncomfortable. Like you see how she's standing on that tiny little thin stick right there. It feels like you're not comfortable here. This is not a place where you want to be in any connection, okay? So obviously it's got you feeling a bit defensive. So you kind of put your guard up. And the reason for this, if we clarify the not for you card, it's because this person, you got the Knight of Cups, the Sun, and the Judgment card. This person is making you feel like they're questioning whether or not they want to be in this connection in the first place. Like this person's change, like the change in their behavior, you're interpreting it as a change in their level of interest. The Knight of Cups often represents like an offer, a love offer, a proposal, like asking somebody out, showing interest, right? So the level of interest in this connection has changed. You're perceiving a change in this person's level of interest in the connection. And because of that, you're feeling judged. Like you're feeling like, okay, well, why has your level of interest diminished? So some behavioral change has happened that is causing you to feel like their level of interest has gone down. And therefore, Aquarius, you are now perceiving that as a change in your perceived value, perhaps, in like, okay, so if they don't like me anymore, like if their level of interest went down, why is that the case? Like it's triggering, right? So normally, I want to explain this because it's kind of a deep message. What tends to happen is their behavior changed, and then your thought process is, well, they liked me before, what happened? And so you start searching for the why, start searching for answers, and you get triggered. And so some of you may be wondering like, well, why did they lose interest? And you may be, with the Judgment card, trying to guess. Like some people go internally and blame, like maybe it's my looks, maybe I said something, maybe I did something, maybe I'm not fun enough, maybe blah blah blah. So some people may go internal, some people may go external, and they may be like, well, maybe they saw someone they liked more, maybe they're thinking the grass is greener, maybe they lost interest, whatever. the case may be. But your first reaction when you get triggered is to like get defensive and ask why. Why is this happening? Search for reasons, and then get on the defensive and feel like you're walking on eggshells and start to worry. Okay? You start to worry. You start to feel like you're in limbo. You start to try to hang on to the connection. You start to be harsh on yourself, come up with like, how can I fix this? What's going on, right? And with all this energy and effort spent on trying to hang on, this is all poverty mentality. This is all fear-based thinking, okay? And you get stuck in this loop, Aquarius, that is quite unhealthy for you. Because at the end of the day, before we even get to what's actually going on with your person, okay, at the end of the day, your worth and your value should never come from someone else's opinion or level of desire towards you. So let's just get that out there for anyone who's feeling this way, because we get caught up in these triggering moments and it's very difficult to kind of break that cycle of thinking. So I just want to give you that as a stopping point to really think about and release yourself from that cycle and take back your power, Aquarius. And remember, you've been here before, and the one who should be thinking this is not for you is you, Aquarius. Remember that you've been here before, because the people who tend to do this are the players, the ones who see the grass as greener, who treat you as an option, who are quick to walk away, who are quick to discard individuals when they get tired of them. They are the ones who think very highly of themselves, who are a little self-centered, who don't value the human interaction, who don't get to know you for who you are, who just value the physical aspects of things, who value sex over substance. And if that's what's going on here, which we don't know, but if that's what's going on here, then you're better off not worrying about why this is happening and just putting this person in their place and saying, hey, what's happening here? You're not giving me what I deserve. I don't want to walk on eggshells, so figure out what you want, because you're not showing up to the table how you should be. And I need more, right? So you shouldn't have to walk on eggshells and guess where they stand, Aquarius. And if you can't, have that conversation and demand that of them, then maybe you need to take your power back and do so, right? So that's just what I want to say there, because I feel like you guys are going through a moment where you're pointing things internally, or like really suffering about like, why has this changed? Why, like, you're like really agonizing over like what's going on. Do they like me? Do they not like me? Why do they like me less? Like there's some aspect of this happening here because there's been a change in their behavior, I feel like. And you're showing up as the Queen of Swords and they're showing up as the Emperor, almost like you've put them on this pedestal. And again, like, we're just all humans here, right? There's nothing, maybe they're very good looking or whatnot, but like either way, we're all just humans here, Aquarius. There's no need to hold on to things or people if they're not meant for you, right? So we're going to jump into what's going on to get clarity. But I wanted to make sure I showed you that because it's a pattern. it's a lesson that you've been through before and you don't want to repeat that lesson, right? Just regain your power. And that's my personal advice as the reader. And I will pull your guidance from your actual guides in a bit towards the end. But I do see, like, this is the second reading I did for you this week and it came out again. So I felt it was important to kind of point that out for you. All right, so let's move on to your person. Let's see what's actually going on for your person. So your person also got the Nine of Wands. So kind of mirroring each other here. Your person is feeling a bit defensive as well. Your person has pulled back their energy as well a little bit. But like I said, they still see you as somebody who's very desirable, who is very sweet, who is very kind and nurturing. They get the 10 of Pentacles. So they want to have a solid foundation with you, Aquarius. They want to have the whole family, the house, the kids, the whole shebang with you. And they see that possibility. But for this one, I got the vibe that they're afraid of losing that at some point in the future. They're afraid that, like, it could be taken away. For some reason, I don't know why that would come up with this card, because it's normally a very positive card, but as it came up with the Nine of Wands, there's like a sense of defensiveness there, where like it's like, I can see with Aquarius that I could have it all, but I could also see that it could be taken away very abruptly and suddenly. So there could be some sense that this person has gotten about you, Aquarius, or about your connection that's caused them to feel like it could become unstable at any point. Not sure what that's about. Not sure why they would have that impression. Feel free to drop a comment and let me know how it resonated, or what your specific situation might be if you want to share, but that is what I'm picking up here. For the building blocks card, I got the Sun card, and this tells me that you make this person very happy. You make this person ecstatically happy, actually. And every time that you guys are together or you interact, like, you bring light into their life, you bring joy, you uplift this person. I think that came up also in the last reading I did for you guys. So I definitely think this is like a continuation reading. I think you also bring out their childlike nature. Like, you allow this person to kind of re-nurture their inner child, to kind of unwind and unleash their inner child from like the responsibilities of the everyday life that they're burdened with as an adult. And they see you as someone they could really honestly build a life with in a very responsible yet fun and jovial manner. However, for time to go, we got the Seven of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, the Four of Swords, with the Hierophant. So I want to say, for this person, there's something that needs to be healed. There's some aspect that needs to be healed. And I say that because the crystal that keeps falling over here is like a healing crystal, and it's fallen over a couple times during the reading. But Also, I want to point out the grandma, which you probably can't see on the camera, but the grandma came up here, and on this card I mentioned that I get the sense that they want it all. They want the family, they want the house, they want the stability, the children, but they feel like it could be taken away at some point in the future. And then the grandma is in this boat as well. In the walking away cards. So with time to go, Seven of Swords represents someone kind of cutting their losses and walking away in a sneaky fashion. King of Pentacles represents stability, somebody who has their ish together, who has a strong, who has a good job, who has strong finances, who makes good decisions. And then the Six of Swords represents a situation that's improving, going from worse to better. And the Four of Wands can represent a home, can represent a pause, it can represent stability or a celebration, can represent marriage. And the Hierophant can represent tradition, it can represent religion, it can represent a higher power, a person of authority. So since these all clarified the time to go card, following the flow of the reading, I'm picking up that this person could be worried that if they pick you as their person, in the future there could be some problem that causes things to fall apart, whether that is caused by how things come together with their family, like with their broader family, like maybe there's some kind of religious aspect to this where someone in their family may not accept your religious background, for example, or maybe there's like a very strict parent that may not approve of you. I don't know what it is. So they're considering right now, even though you make them very happy, whether it's better to cut their losses now before things get more serious and more stable and people move in together and things get more solid, because they might be better off with a partner that would be more easily accepted by that person of authority that they're worried about, or by that church, or by that, who knows, parent, community, I don't know. So it seems to me like they're worried that there's some aspect of their community, church, parents, home life, I don't know, something like this that you might not fit into. And so since this is probably a newer connection for some of you, that might be one possibility of this reading of why this person is thinking about walking away. For others of you, this could simply represent a concern this person has about the longevity of the connection. Could have to do with children, or like the stability of the children's future in the connection. For some of you, it could be like one person wants children, the other one does not. Or one person is not ready to be a step parent and someone in the connection already has children, so they're worried about that. So it could really be multiple different situations, but the gist of it is they're considering at this juncture, they really like you, they're just worried about the long-term outlook of the connection and whether it truly makes sense. Like, do I keep going, or do I think about this practically and consider this roadblock, and whether it makes sense to continue with this person for the long term? Like, they're really trying to think about, like, at this point, do we keep going? Because if we do, we're probably going to end up marrying each other at some point. And is this someone I can see things working out through marriage? Because it sounds like this person thinks about every detail, so that, obviously nobody plans for a divorce, but this person wants to make sure that it wouldn't cause problems if it were to go that route, right? So they're thinking about big picture things, and how you would fit into those big picture things and how you would interact with their friends, with their family members, their church group, whatever those bigger things are that you would have to then fit into. So you as a person, Aquarius, they're great with. They like you. They think you're wonderful. You know, you got milk and honey, you got the sun, but there's some other aspect of their broader life that they're concerned about. And so that's what's causing them pause at this moment, is what I'm picking up. Okay, but let's see how they truly feel about you before we close the reading. How does this person truly feel about Aquarius? Tired. This person is emotionally exhausted from dealing with everything and deserves a break. Okay, so they're probably just overthinking. It seems like they've been overthinking a lot. They've been meticulously thinking about this, and that's probably why you've sensed a shift. Looks like they've also been analyzing your social media. Okay. Looking at your pictures, probably looking at the comments on your pictures. For some of you, if you've recently become official, for example, like if you were just dating and went from dating to being official, this person may now be like getting, what's the word? Territorial. So they may be like, okay, well, who's been liking their photos? Who's been commenting on their pictures? Has my person been commenting back? Or like, who's been giving my person attention? You know, things like this. All right, they got fierce. So yeah, they're maybe just feeling a little protective of their heart at this time. I think they're catching feelings, and so before they take that plunge, they're getting a bit scared and heading for the exit door, or considering heading for the exit door. Like, should I exit now because I know past this point? That's kind of where your person's at here, Aquarius. They're like, I know that it's either time to go or I'm here for the long term. That's where they're at. They're like at a crossroad here. They're like, if I don't leave now, I'm here forever. Like, I know that I'm going to end up marrying this person and having children with them. Because Aquarius is super, super good. Like, Aquarius has it all. So I'm either going to stay here forever or I need to leave now before it's too late. So they're like, they're doing their whole due diligence. You know, like when you buy a business and you do due diligence and you like check their financials and you do background check and all this stuff. That's like where they're at right now. They're scanning your social media, they're looking through your comments, they're checking out your pictures, they're looking at your prior posts, scrolling all the way down to like 5 years ago. They're a little emotionally overwhelmed by this whole thing. They may act a little territorial. They may be like scared of opening up. Which is why they're considering, hey, like, would this even work? Like, they're questioning. And questioning is okay. It's part of the process of falling in love, I think. Before you go ahead and accept it and take the plunge, a lot of times you do one last, like, well, am I sure about this? Am I sure? Let me do these last few things before I really decide. And that's part of becoming sure sometimes, at least for some people. So here we go. I'm scared you will reject me. So for some reason, this person feels like You may reject them. I don't know why, because it seems to me like you guys are already together, but they may not feel like they're on that pedestal that you put them. Like they may have put you on a pedestal because they feel like you might end up rejecting them. So this to me implies that they have you on a pedestal, Aquarius. And I did get the sense of that with the building blocks card earlier. Like they're looking up to you. They hold you in really high regard. So I do think they might have put you on a pedestal as well. We got, I fantasize about you. So they're definitely into you. If you were worried about, oh, do they like me? Are they into me? Trust me, they do like you. And if they've pulled back at all about their level of interest, it's not because they don't desire you, Aquarius. It's not because they've lost interest from a desire perspective. It's actually quite the opposite. It's more like they may have become a little insecure about whether you would stick around for long term, or whether you would fit into their family unit for long term, whether you would end up walking away because you can't stand their mom because she's a mess, or like their Uncle Fred because he's a mess, or like whatever it is. Like who knows, right? Because their credit score sucks. I don't know. Like maybe they're hiding something that they fear you might reject them for. So whatever that is, they're just questioning right now whether they should exit now before they might get hurt. And then we have roll the dice. Take a chance, take a risk. So it looks to me like they're gonna think about whether this is worth the risk right now. Like that's what they're debating. Like, do I take this plunge? Because I know if I stay, I'm going to end up wanting to marry this person. Then we get surrender, letting go, releasing, giving up, patience. So yeah, do I stay or do I go? Do I take this risk? Do I let this go right now? Do I work through this fear? Do I run away? Conquest. Does this person just see me as a piece of meat? Is this person just interested in me now because I'm great in bed, because I'm good looking? Will they lose interest over time? Because I did get that they see you as highly intelligent. They may think of you as a lot smarter than they are, Aquarius. They may feel like they can't engage your interest over time outside the bedroom. I got that with this one. I'm scared you will reject me. Like maybe over time they feel they can't hold your interest. That might just be an insecurity for some people, not for everyone. Please don't be offended if you're a cross-watcher. That will not be for everybody. I want a future with you. Flighty. Not knowing what they're going to do next causes you anxiety. Find love that you can count on. Not knowing what they're going to do next causes you anxiety. Find love that you can count on. And that can count for you or them. I think you're both feeling this way. Like you're not sure what they're going to do. You feel like they've pulled away. Like they're not. Like they have one foot in, one foot out. Like they've lost interest. And they feel like you may eventually reject them or eventually lose interest in them, or maybe not like what you see long term, or like not want to stay long term. Maybe you're someone who I don't know, maybe I get the sense that you gave this person an impression that causes them to question whether once they establish a family with you, it might for some reason break apart or be pulled apart. I don't know why that is. Maybe you have trouble staying still, Aquarius. I don't know. I've been working on myself, and I'm not the same as I was before. This person could also, and again, trigger warning, not for everybody, but this person could have been someone who just treated people like, who was kind of a player, or just treated people like they were an option, or they just liked to conquer the sexual parts of a connection, right? And then walk away, be flighty. But maybe that's not how they are anymore. And so maybe they fear being treated that way, because people tend to fear what they've done to others. Like, you know how they say cheaters fear being cheated on because they've done it? Like, they kind of obsess over that because they think about doing it. So, like, people that don't cheat don't spend a whole lot of time obsessing over cheating. But yeah, I think maybe this is a recovering player. Who knows? But either way, or maybe this person is just scared of rejection, or has had some self-work that they're mending. And so they're working on themselves. They feel like they're in a better place. They actually got that twice. And then this one. Adrift, not willing to settle down or be responsible, time to commit and put down roots. So yeah, maybe they've struggled in the past with committing to one person, with committing to one place, with the idea of stability, of marriage, of longevity. Or maybe you have, and that's why they question if they should commit to you, because you might not be able to commit to this possibility, and that's what they want. Either one of you may have struggled with this, Aquarius. So I think that's what's in question here. I think you guys are in a place where your person is questioning whether you can be their forever person, not whether they like you or not, just whether you can fit in as their forever person. And this is because they're getting feelings. This is where they need to decide, and they know that they're running into that window of time where they need to decide, should I stay or should I go? Okay? And that's where they're at. And I don't believe that they're doing it to treat you as an option. I do believe that they're doing it for their own protection, to make sure that because they really do like you, so they're doing it to like make sure that they don't dive too deep into this connection before they've like made a choice, before it's kind of like too late and they're too invested, and then they continue with a connection that wouldn't make sense practically for either of you, without thinking it through. Okay, so let's see what your guides have to say, if they have any advice, and then we'll close out your reading. What is the advice for Aquarius? Children may be affecting your love life. For some of you, this could have to do with new love. Like, this could have been a fairly new connection. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. There's a lot of passion here. Yes, this is your soulmate. You guys may have a past life relationship. You've known each other before. This could lead to a wedding. Okay. Let's see what your angel guides have to say. Sensitive emotion. Times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. So be gentle with yourself and be gentle with your person. Again, be gentle with yourself. It says it right here. You've been through a lot and need time to heal and recover. So yeah, I think you both have wounds, okay, that need to be healed. And I do apologize if anyone felt like anything I said on this side was harsh, if you're a cross watcher, because I don't mean it to come off harsh. And same for you, Aquarius. I'm a very direct reader. I just want you to be able to work on things and grow from them. And if nobody tells you things you don't want to hear, you can't really grow past them. So I hope you find what I tell you helpful and not hurtful, if that makes sense. Okay, one more card. Ready to love again. And this is likely for your person, because I know they were the ones struggling very much with vulnerability and like, do I stay? Do I go? This is really scary. This could hurt me. It says here, you've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love, okay? You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. Bless your heart. Reach out for emotional and spiritual support to heal and mend your heart. So if you have trouble with opening up your heart, you can use a ruby. It is a helpful stone. Or you can use tanzanite to help you with heart healing meditations. All right. Thank you so much, Aquarius, for being here. I wish you all the best. Please drop a like on the video if you have a moment, as that truly helps out my channel and gets the message out to other people who may need to hear it. Thank you for being here, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.